I think we have to start from a Chelsea perspective here. You thought they'd be high on confidence. They had majority of the possession here today. But today's loss is their own downfall, isn't it, Roberto?
Well, it was one too many mistakes tonight, wasn't it? I mean, defensively, they had too many errors, you know, and you pay the price for it, you know, the Premier League, especially when you play against the better teams. I mean, you know, Brentford, they conceded 4 goals tonight, 4 goals. You know, in between they had some good performances, but you know, maybe they need to be careful that it doesn't happen too often now.
Yeah, that's the thing though, it's conceding 10 goals now in the last 3 games here at Stamford Bridge. And you're talking about a team who's known for their defensive record last season, this season as well, but it seems to have fallen apart, Carlton.
Yeah, Tuchel will be definitely so disappointed with his team. They made a good performance against Real Madrid, I'd say, but still defensively not good enough. You can't concede 10 goals in 3 games. That's not Chelsea's standard, that's not the level. And I feel like, for me, I would be going ballistic in that changing room right now. They got to know that that's not the level and that's not good enough for Chelsea. When you see in Arsenal as well, they was there for the taking, still couldn't get up the pitch, couldn't capitalise on the mistakes, and then even when Arsenal had bad possession in their own final third, they couldn't really get going, and they was beating the high press. Arsenal getting out, counter-attacking, and then going to score goals. Not good enough for Chelsea.
Arsenal done a job on Chelsea today. It was a kind of smash and grab. They never had really sustained periods of possession, but the mistakes that were made by Chelsea were quite remarkable. There seemed to be a panic in their defence. I didn't sit there comfortably, I can tell you as well, from an Arsenal point of view. But
I know, because you were grabbing our arms whenever we came close to a goal.
Like I was in the box, going for a header with Mark there.
I'd like to think Nketiah, we talked to him about Aubameyang before the game. We talked about a young man taking his chance. I thought he was magnificent today.
Yeah.
I know that the second one was perhaps given to him on a plate. The first one, you've got to be there to capitalise. Yeah. He looked sharp. He dealt with the ball well. And those youngsters at Arsenal keep producing. The other goal scorers were Saka, Smith Rowe out of the youth academy. So it's very much a club feeling tonight that the youngsters have done well. Yeah. Quite remarkable, but maybe we don't need that striker, you know, that big signing at the moment. Maybe we don't need it, but Manchester United can't come quick enough at the weekend.
I don't think that's what you said before the game. We need a big striker. We need a big striker.
But we saw a change at halftime. Thiago Silva coming on, thinking maybe perhaps adds a bit more of a solidity in that defence, but it really wasn't the case, Martin.
No, and Christensen now has been taken off a couple of times at half-time. He's not put pen to paper. Maybe that's affecting me a little bit. He stopped doing the basics. You think?
There's been interest from Barcelona, it seems like it might be.
You have, you know, he's been here many years. He's come through the youth system. He has a responsibility to play well, and he's making lots of mistakes right now. So that's disappointing, but you have to say Arsenal have certainly capitalised on that tonight. You wondered whether or not getting to the cup final of the weekend, whether they would just drop their level a little bit, and I think they did. And when you do that in the Premier League, doesn't matter who you are, you get punished.
Yeah.
Do you think they underestimated Arsenal today, Chelsea?
No, I don't think they underestimated Arsenal, but I do agree that, you know, after qualifying for the FA Cup final, they are probably going to be in the top 4, and most probably, you know, they're sitting comfortably in the table there. So there wasn't much motivation there from the Chelsea players.
Well, there always should be motivation, though, you know. Like, no, that's what I'm disappointed about.
Yeah, Carter, but we all been players, you know, and
I was always motivated. I was always motivated.
No,
you guys, listen, I had to be. I wasn't as good as you guys.
There just wasn't that much at stake for Chelsea tonight as it was for Arsenal.
Yeah.
For Arsenal, it was a massive game tonight. I mean, that's going to put them right back into the
that's the result
into
of the season
top 4,
isn't
it? Yeah.
Because if they lost tonight, and you look at it, that's been 4 defeats from 5 games, and then they start to get this little bit of a panic. Everybody's going against the manager. Now they can just prepare nicely for the weekend.
Also, look at Arteta's record against Chelsea. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
it's very good.
Well, last season they did a double over Chelsea last season.
That's a 6-pointer for them. So, like, look, what was it? The last 5 games, they've only scored like 2 goals. They've scored
2 goals from 5 games.
Double at this time round in one game.
In one game. So.
I think it's important as well, though. I've been here before. They beat Aston Villa just a few weeks ago, and everyone was patting them on the back, telling them how good they were. This is a young team, and they just need to focus on getting into that top 4, and it completely changes things for Arsenal Football Club, because they're starting to slip back. And we're talking about Manchester United, another club, two great clubs that they're at crossroads at the moment. And who's going to get there first? And then Spurs will be sitting looking at this, and that would have spoiled. Maybe tonight Conte spilled his wine there tonight, watching that result come through from an Arsenal point of view. So you've got to keep doing that. You've got to keep reminding the people around you that you're still there, and Arsenal are very much still there.
He
at the
must have
moment.
spat the wine out when the fourth goal went in. He was like, this is crazy.
I tell you what, Arsenal are facing Manchester United this weekend, and Manchester United are looking at this performance and then reflecting on last night what they did. I think it's putting Arsenal in such a good position going to the weekend as well.
100%. I mean, can you imagine how flat that would have been if Arsenal had lost tonight?
Yeah, no, I mean, coming back from 4 defeats in a row as well, you're right. There's doubts then creeping into the players' mind, but it was a great result for Arsenal tonight. Absolutely, no doubt about that. And the next game, you think, well, Arsenal now is the favourite, but in the Premier League, you just never know. United after the last game, you think, oh well.
They want to react, but there is not much positives from last night's performance, to be honest, from Manchester United.
Well, that's what you say today, but then it's a new game, and who knows?
They can still do it, Manchester United. Arsenal have got some really difficult games. They play West Ham next. They've got to go to Spurs. So you've got to. They've got to turn
got to be a
I can
crucial
tell you, so
game.
Manchester United can still do it.
Why not?
I can't see it myself.
I mean, it's a big
display
ask. They're running
their
out of
display
games.
yesterday
They're running
was-
out of games, but one thing you can say at the weekend that they're going to have to show some pride, and they're going to have to show that it's a big badge, that Manchester United badge.
Yeah.
And you've got to play for that right now. And okay, it's not worked out for them right at the moment, but you never know who's at West Ham. It's very difficult. Some difficult games ahead.